Now, the House of Prayer has been heavily targeted by the federal government and critics who say it's nothing but a scam, possibly a cult meant to siphon veteran benefits from the federal government. Denis founded the church in 2002 in Louisiana and later moved the headquarters to Hinesville, Georgia.
Here's how this criminal organization targeted our veterans. According to the indictment, Ron and his co-conspirators specifically recruited military personnel into their churches, then directed them to enroll in the House of Prayer Bible Seminary to access their VA education benefits.
They also accused of exploiting military personnel to use VA benefits to funnel money into church accounts.
The scheme was incredibly sophisticated. They fraudulently obtained religious exemptions from Georgia state regulators, which required that the seminary not receive federal funds. But then they turned around and applied for VA education benefits anyway, making them ineligible to maintain those exemptions. Between 2013 and 2021, seminary officers repeatedly submitted false certifications to Georgia regulators, claiming they didn't receive federal funds while they were actually collecting millions of dollars in VA payments every single year.
The House of Prayer operators exploited veterans and their families by accessing VA funds for their own enrichment.
We will aggressively pursue anyone who attempts to exploit the trust and confidence and the sacrifice that our service members have put towards and earned some of these benefits that unfortunately have been targeted and exploited.
The numbers here are absolutely staggering. Over $3 million stolen from VA education benefits for their Georgia locations alone, and more than $23.5 million total across all 5 seminary locations. Many veterans had their benefits completely exhausted without ever completing their programs. But the financial fraud was just the beginning. According to the federal indictment, these church leaders exerted extreme control over their congregants in ways that can only be described as cult-like behavior.
We were always made to feel like Rony Denis is this man of God and how he prays for everybody. And of course, we started wondering different things, why he disappeared and we weren't seeing him anymore and he wasn't interacting with the church and stuff like that.
Former member Tiana Moreno, who was born into the church, describes how many members were manipulated from birth. She says the church leaders told them that attending public schools was forbidden, forcing families to move to church locations for approved education. The indictment also describes how leaders maintained complete control over their members' personal lives. They pressured people into arranged marriages and divorces, forced them to live in properties tied to the defendants that generated rental income, and restricted contact from family members who left the church.